Morning everyone, it's Mike from Garden Core Living. We're going to do some work on our water line this morning, but the first thing I want to do is just take a peek at my check valve that's in the lake and make sure we had a big wind last night that it didn't disrupt it. We got some erosion, as you can see, every year walking this valve. But our line's in the water right there, and still seems to be submerged. The water's going to be a little dirty because of the rough waves. But another windy day on Lake Champlain. I think I'll walk up to the garden and do some work on the pressure switch and make sure everything's good, because we are moving our plants to the greenhouse this week and start up potting. Yeah, I hope everyone's having a good seed starting spring season. It's April 14th today, 13th, 14th, I don't know, it's another day. We're up over by the warehouse, the greenhouse, where it's not so windy. Probably can understand me a little bit better, hear me. I got some things to do as far as, I got some planters to fill up with some topsoil that I got the other day. And for my carrots, I start my carrots in some containers. I want to fill some of those up. I'll have you hang out with me today, and we'll be doing some chores to get things done. Take a peek inside the greenhouse here. This is where I'll be spending a lot of my time. It's nice and quiet in here, but we're gonna start and fill this thing right up tight. These are my containers that I put my carrots in right along the path as we go up. I'm just gonna put a little topsoil on top, amend the soils a little bit with a little bit of bone meal, a little bit of blood meal, just to give it a little nutrients. And so we'll see how everything goes out. These are the containers right here. They'll be full of carrots. We'll pick them as we walk by, as we head up to the garden. Right here is my garlic. I had it covered with hay, just kind of with straw actually, and they'll push right through, as you can see. They're making their way through the. We had about 500 garlic cloves in here, so we'll see. And these are going to be, I got to do a little bit of irrigation work. The water sets in between these rows and it wicks up into the centers. As you can see, it's wet. So I think we're going to be putting a greenhouse over the top of these cucumbers, and we're going to do some garlics and we'll do some beans and some other things here. Keep some of the water off here. I have a greenhouse that I bought, and probably the length of this is a little over 50 feet, so we can keep stuff out of the weather. Should work good. I just redid this trail. I got a buddy of mine that has a tree service company, and he drops off chips. I'll just keep layering this path, and so we can walk up this little greenhouse. We put Galahads in here. This is one of the first hoop houses I made years ago. It's kind of basic, but it does. We pull the plastic over the top just to keep the weather off, and I get a ton of tomatoes out of here. This will all be tilled up, new drip lines down. It's messy, but it does produce. You don't have to be perfect when you're gardening. Just do the best you can and enjoy it. This is all going to get cleaned up. This is where we do all our winter squash, some watermelon, acorn, butternut, spaghetti, blue Hubbard, and some watermelon. This is Heidi's garden, and that's this part right here is my Great Pyrenees Nikki. We call that Nikki's garden. And it's my dogs. I love them. So this will get cleaned up yet. The onions will get tilled in. We're going to make it a little wider because we have more onions to put up. It's a little messy over there, but we'll take care of all that. It'll be pretty. Pretty as we can make it. We got this cleaned up pretty good. We'll till both sides. We usually do peppers on one side and beets on the other and tomatoes down the center. I don't know what we'll do this year. This was a mess. We got it cleaned up. We put beans, cucumbers, we trellis, we use cattle panels. Then we trellis our cucumbers. Keep them off. We have drip tape. This weedy row is going to be loaded with carrots and beets. We mix them together. And we do kale down this row and some hot peppers, eggplant, go down the next row halfway. We put some other stuff in. We put some cabbages. We're going to clean that mess up over there. This little mess right here is our irrigation. The water comes in from inside the shed over there and goes through the timers. So I just come up when I have to go to work. I just turn on some zones with these timers. No, I get these at Lowe's. Turn them on, they go, shut them off. Very simple. And we're going to go in here. It's a little dark in here for you. So this is, I got to work on the pressure switch. It's holding at 60 pounds. And I'm going to get this running. So after we get it running, then I can get water down to the other greenhouse. So I pump it 1,500 feet all the way from the lake up to here, then back down one, it branches off and goes back down to the greenhouse by the warehouse down there, so I can have water for there. The pH from the water that we get from the lake is probably 5.5, so I don't really have to adjust it too much. I don't do any dosatron fertilization through it. There's enough minerals and goodness in the lake water. And the plants love it. And it's, you know, good. Talk to you soon. This is where the lake water comes into the pump. I shot a little video on this. My wife and I worked on it. She brought me good luck this year. We got it the first time. So we send it through the bladder tank, and then we go out to the, where I just showed you, the Culligan filter thing. Then it goes off down to the warehouse. But we're going to work on the pressure switch this morning, and I got to get this shut off at 50 pounds. Would be good. So these are the filters I use inside my Culligan water system, just to take all the impurities out of the lake water as it comes up through, so it doesn't plug my drip lines. What I use for drip lines is that's what I use for drip lines. Aquatrex, and it's this one's every 4 inches. There's a little drip line, so if I don't use a filtering through my watering system, the sediment will get in here and plug these little tiny, you can't see them, but they're little tiny, and you can get 4 inches, and I think you can get 8 inches or a foot spacing depending what you're doing for plantings. But this is it's the Toro brand. I'm not sponsored by them or anything, but this is what I use for drip tape. Been working awesome. There's a bunch of fittings that go on the end that I'll show you when I go to put them in, but for right now what I'm doing is stole my wife's Vaseline, whatever, and I want to put some on this rubber that goes inside the filter cartridge. Prevents it from cracking. It helps it seal good. That stuff's messy. set that right in on top. Then it's pretty much plastic on plastic when you put it on there, so I like to put a little bit on the. I don't use grease because this is a watering system and I want to contaminate my water with any type of petroleum, although this is probably a, I don't know, it's Vaseline, probably some type of petroleum. I'm sure. Safe for humans, whatever you want to call it. So put a little bit of that on there. So now I'll put my cartridge in. Then I'll come out here. And we'll put it on the we'll screw it on this right here. Shut all these valves off, so when I turn the water on, this will go blasting out everywhere. And we have a wrench we use. Just snug it. It's plastic, it does break, and so this is good. Water comes in, this will fill up, but I have to work on the pressure switch. So when the water gets here, we're going to run it. It's going to go down to that green hose all the way down over there. So right now I have the power off to the pressure switch, and we're going to adjust the shut off pressure part, which is a short one. We're going to turn it counterclockwise. Sometimes it's easy to do when you have it plugged in, but it's Monday. Don't need to be getting electrocuted. Now we're working on the watering system down below that comes inside the greenhouse. We're gonna get this primed up, put it together, and then we'll turn the water on. That pumps all the way down, pumps all the way up on the hill, back down to the greenhouse down here. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to put a little bit of Vaseline around this rubber thing. Stops it from cracking. Set it in here so carefully. I'm going to put some around the threads. So we can get a good seal. Oops, forgot the main thing here. Gotta put a filter in. good and tight. Let that hang right on this here. Not the best setup, but it works. So we're going to shut the water off. So when we turn the water on up top, hopefully this doesn't leak. So we'll go up top and we'll take a look. We'll get everything fired up and see if we can get water down here. So we're going to turn the water on inside the greenhouse, or inside the pump house here. This valve here. That's on. Water is now making its way out here. Shut these valves off here. And we will open up this one. Open this one. Close this one. So now the water is turned on. So this green line that you see, the garden hose, got a couple thin spots and may have to replace that. So the timer is off, but we are going to shut this off anyways. This is what goes to the squash garden. So as we're going down through, we're going to make sure we don't have any water spraying out anywhere. Right about here, it gets buried underneath the road area. Kind of protects it from all the tractors and the buggies. It runs along the edge here. So far, so good. It runs underneath the carrots. Yeah, you put some soil in this. I picked this thing up 15 times. And it runs in the corner of the greenhouse. We'll go in and take a look and see what we got. I don't see any spraying, which is good. We have to have this thing up and running because we have, like I said, a lot of transplants. This has to be turned on. Okay. This is on a timer, so when I turn the timer on, presto. This filter, it gets filtered actually twice. It gets filtered up top, then it gets filtered again because, like I said, it's very important that there. Another job done. Like I said, this week is the week that we're going to be moving in everything. We're going to be turning on the old trailer furnace for heat, which is, like I said, it's $5.99 a gallon. So we're hoping that we can get these fans pushing air up around the top and keeping the heat down here. This is the thermostat. We try to put the thermostat close to where the plants are going to be. So if it's 50 degrees right here, then I know, but we have to keep the heat down. I don't have a double layer of poly on this, which I should have. It'd probably give me a lot more thermal. And then we have this electric heater on this side. Got to do a little bit of work on the wall up there. It's got pushed in, the frost settled. But just another thing to do. We'll get it done.